Good morning, I'm Jason Ellis, and this is Techville News. Today is Thursday, April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day. There is no news. Just kidding. Here are your top entertainment industry news stories from yesterday to going to your workday today. Our first news story of the day is something that is a first for a studio, which is pretty rare, but Laika, the known for stop motion animation company, has decided that they are going to make their very first ever live action movie. This is going to be called 17. It's based on the upcoming book from author-writer John Brownlow. It's a thriller, which is a little bit different than the Laika traditional kids, slightly horror comedies. This is interesting because Travis Knight, the CEO of Laika, did direct one of his first live action projects, the Transformers prequel Bumblebee. So this is maybe alluding to Laika needing to or wanting to expand its venture into live action movies. Does this mean the stop animation for them? I would be very surprised. They've obviously won several awards for their projects. I just think it's smart to now expand into live action to create another revenue source for a company that projects take a long time to make. I believe they've only released 6 movies since their establishment. So, smart move. Curious how this action thriller comes out for them, but why the hell not? Regina Hall has brought on Tom Heller to be the president of her production company, RH Negative Entertainment. This is a cool move. They have a first look deal in TV with Showtime. They have a featured deal with MTV Entertainment Group. Tom is a well-established producer. You know, he's done Foxcatcher, 127 Hours, Mud, Precious. So a smart get for Regina Hall. So hopefully, this is going to be great projects coming out of them. So best of luck and congratulations to Tom for that. We talked a little bit last week that Endeavor did file with the SEC to try and IPO again. They did pull out at the last minute in 2019. Probably smart because obviously the pandemic hit. It would have been really disastrous for them. But now they're back at it. And then this week, their finances essentially were just picked apart. So we found out that they've already had a net loss of $625.3 million during 2020. And the other big news from it is that Elon Musk has officially come on as a part of their board of directors. Does that mean Elon Musk is trying to get into Hollywood? Who knows? I mean, everyone's seen him around Hollywood parties, so I'm not too surprised by this. And also, he's Mr. Tesla. I think it's interesting that the biggest earnings from the Endeavor filing are from the IMG sector. So their images, rights, that's their big money get. Second is representation with William Morris Endeavor. And then third are their sports/UFC profits. It's fascinating still. If I was an agent at William Morris, or specifically a client, I would be watching this because no matter what, the business structure is going to change and the priorities are going to change. They're already talking about trying to buy more of the UFC. That is obviously their priority to build up that franchise. Over 2020, subscribers for UFC has gone up 40%. That means people are still wanting to watch that. If I was, as an actor or writer, you don't want to be dictated by the stock market / the investors. So if they all of a sudden are telling their agents that, hey, we need to make this much money, push, artistry is going to slightly disappear. The packaging for them is gone. I mean, WGA has already struck that down. So you're going to see little points of pressure coming out in the representation game. So I just think it's more of a let's watch what happens. But if you're a client agent there, pay attention because you don't want your careers changed because your corporation is going public. That does change things every single time. So something for us all to be watching out on. This story, I think, has 2 very important impacts to understand. So in a massive deal, which is I'm hearing is around $450 million, Netflix has gotten the rights to the sequels of Knives Out. So Knives Out 2 and Knives Out 3. This is important. Netflix needed this. They really don't have a film franchise towards their studio to attract, viewers. They have, a lot of movies, but nothing to really build a universe around. They have it in TV with Stranger Things, but nothing in the feature franchise. So this does include Daniel Craig coming back to reprise his role and Rian Johnson directing. I am hearing some people going, this is a slightly desperate play by Netflix to put that much down purely for the rights. This does not include financing the films. So $450 million just to say, we got this, we can make this. People are kind of going, they're feeling the pressure from Disney Plus, HBO Max, who already have franchises built in, and Netflix is missing out. I just think it's interesting because I very much liked Knives Out. I don't think it's worth this much money. I think Daniel Craig did a really cool job and it's a really fun movie. But it's a whodunit. We've seen whodunits before. Yes, they did it nicely, but I don't know if it's worth $450 million. But I did like the movie. It's very fun and very well created. The other more interesting news is the way Rian Johnson, as his production company, handled this deal. So the first Knives Out movie was financed and produced by MRC and distributed by Lionsgate, but they both only had a single picture deal. The rest of the rights retained back to Rian Johnson. I don't know if this was Ryan or his agents or his attorneys who made this, but it's freaking genius. This is now putting $450 million, back into Rian Johnson's pocket and his production company, not to MRC and not to Lionsgate. Obviously, there's hurt feelings here. I would assume if I was MRC, I would be getting at least the attempt to get the sequels and not be outbid by $450 million. I mean, I know they outbid Apple, and I want to say Peacock, but I'm not sure which the other one was. But interesting deal making, interesting move by Netflix, but definitely I guarantee other directors and producers may try to emulate this model to retain as much ownership over it, because look at this massive upside. So great on Rian Johnson, and hopefully this does do what Netflix needs it to do for them for this price point. Just some quick pickup news. CSI Vegas has officially been picked up to series by CBS. Not a surprise. CSI Crime Scene Investigation is a massive juggernaut for them. So kudos for all those actors and creators attached to that project. CBS has also ordered the single camera comedy Ghosts. This has Rose McIver and Utkarsh Ambudkar as the leads. This is based on the BBC One series format. They actually shot this back in 2020, so obviously the cast is probably very happy that this finally got picked up to series. So kudos to them. So CBS doing some solid announcements. In attachment news, Jack Rayner has been brought on by Amazon to play the lead in their upcoming project Peripheral. He is joining Chloe Moretz Grace and Gary Carr. This is coming from the creators of Westworld, Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy. I read the script. It's actually a really good script. I'm a big fan of Jack Rayner. I feel like he's one of those constantly good actors that for some reason gets looked over, probably because his financing is not as high as it should be. But he's awesome, so I think this is a great get for Amazon. Staying in the Amazon world, the YA comedy that they have going, Hot Pink, has brought Sarah Michelle Gellar on as a series regular. This stems from Elizabeth Holm, who's the writer-creator behind it, and directing the pilot is Desiree Akhavan, and this is stemming from Annapurna and Amazon. I didn't read Hot Pink yet. I haven't heard anything good or bad about it. I like Sarah Michelle Gellar as well, so why not? This is still my pet peeve of taking advantage of true crime stories, highlighting evil people. Not saying this guy is evil, but Colin Firth has been brought on to play Michael Peterson in the HBO Max limited series The Staircase. We talked about this before. This is about Michael Peterson, who is accused falsely or accurately for murdering his wife, who fell down the stairs. There's the series already, the docuseries is already out on Netflix if you want to watch it, but I just have a pet peeve of making true crime stories into a money generating fictional story. So not saying Colin Firth won't do a good job, just pet peeve. For the film adaptation of Matilda the musical, Andrea Riseborough and Stephen Graham have been brought on to play Mr. and Mrs. Wormwood, Matilda's mother and father. They are joining Alicia Ware, Emma Thompson, Lashana Lynch, and Sindhu V. I'm fine with this. Obviously, the original Matilda is really fun. The Broadway version of Matilda, which this is what's being adapted into, is really fun. So why the hell not? Matilda's freaking awesome. So, great on Riseborough and Graham for getting these roles. All right, I know we unpacked a lot today, so thanks for sticking through. Once again, I'm Jason Ellis. Please remember to like and subscribe right here. But I will see you tomorrow morning, bright and early, posting again at 8:30 a.m. So have a great Thursday and don't get pranked.